Attention, inhabitants of Earth, disembodied spirits, transdimensional beings, the CIA, the NSA, the Atlanta Braves, and everyone else. Welcome to I'll Ask the Questions. I'll be your host and Grand Quizler, Bryce Frizzle McKnight. I have formed a panel of experts who will help me answer the who, what, where, when, and how of our shared existence. Each week, they will provide the answers, and I'll ask the questions. Let's meet our panel of experts. Ricky, Cool Breeze Grassy.
I'm gonna need to see your dicks.
Mike, Big Dog Bauer.
That wasn't a dream about wanting to see you guys' dicks.
Roger, Motherfucker Jones.
That's my penis.
Brad, OG Champ Keeper.
I love poop jokes.
Kevin, Sea-Dog Wilcox.
And that's why he looks like a giant scrotum.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, our special guest, Justin Red Dog McKnight.
Especially because I personally am a fart triloquist.
Okay. To my left, we got Brad, OG Champ Keepers. His friends call him OG Champ, but he goes by Brad. Brad, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I am the OG champ. Maybe farther down the road you'll understand why.
Yes, exactly.
I'm called the OG champ.
Yeah, that's a story in itself. That's how you became the OG Champ, yes.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
All right. Up next, we got Kevin Sea-Dog Wilcox. His friends call him Sea-Dog, but he goes by Kevin. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for becoming an expert.
It's a long road.
It's true you served in the Navy, isn't that correct?
20 years.
Well, thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that, and we look forward to your answers.
Yeah.
Up next, we got, you going to say something, Brad?
Sea-Dog.
Sea-Dog. That's all Sea-Dog.
SCA.
Up next, we got Ricky Cool Breeze Grassy. Ricky, thank you for becoming an expert. He's so cool breeze that he didn't decide to wear the expert shirt. It's just a given that Ricky is, in fact, an expert.
They'll know. They'll learn real quick.
Okay.
You're lucky he blew into town today.
You're lucky I blew into time for this today.
But thank you very much,
I
Ricky.
made time specifically for this.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Honestly, thank you.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to owe Ricky, I have a feeling.
Yeah, sounds like
Good thing you gave me this note card. I'm going to start taking tabs.
Yep. All right. Yeah. Take notes. Do whatever. Up next, we got Mike Big Dog Bauer.
Big Dog.
What's up, Big Dog? Thank you for being an expert and welcome to the show.
Pleasure to be here. Glad I'm not the only dog at the table. But
There are 3 total dogs actually at this table.
I would like to establish my spot as the big dog. Though.
You are Big Dog,
Yes.
definitely, Mike. Yeah. And then next to Mike Big Dog Bauer, we have Roger Motherfucker Jones.
Thank
His
you.
friends call him Motherfucker, but he goes by Roger.
Or RMFJ, if you please.
RMFJ works. That sounds good. Thanks for being an expert, Roger.
Thanks for having me, Bryce. I appreciate it.
Where do you think your expertise lies?
Well, that's a great question, and
Thank you.
I don't really have a very good answer for that.
All right, cool.
I don't think there really is any expertise in me.
All right.
That's very unexpert. That's you.
May not be in you, but it's on you.
That could be like a super expert answer right there. That's,
He's slow rolling it.
Yeah.
slow rolling it. All right, and we have each week we're going to have a special guest, and that happens to be my brother. His name is Justin Red Dog McKnight. What's up, Red Dog? Welcome to the show. Thank you for being a guest. I cannot hear a word you're saying.
How many pieces is that?
Has your brother always been mute?
Yeah, I think so.
I follow people like him on TikTok.
We got some technological differences going on.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how attracted are you to
He's quite a handsome man.
Red Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I like Red Dog. The glasses are nice and the
RD.
the puzzled expression on his face while he handles a puzzle. Is really working. Yes, that's a puzzle box. Good job. Uh-huh. I like that.
Well, thank you for being a guest, Justin. Can't hear you. Okay, I think that was thank you for having me, and then go F myself or something.
Next week we can bring a.
Have you seen those soundboards that they have?
I'll ask the question. Ricky wants to know if we've seen those soundboards that...
Wait, have you guys seen that kid around town that drives the little 3-wheel bike?
I'll ask the questions. Roger wants to know. We're going to get this at some point.
With the placards? That's Red Dog.
I was thinking of,
Come on, man, that's my brother.
He gets plenty of free drinks when he does that.
I was thinking of Coco the gorilla. They shine the lights on the panel, and then Coco touches one, and they go, "Good job, Coco." That's kind of.
That's not far off,
That's kind of
actually.
Like
Justin, you can still hear us? No. ignoring us. He's like, I'm done. I'm done with this nonsense.
He understands the mission.
Corner pieces first.
Corner piece.
Corner piece.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Let's go.
All right.
999 to go.
Well, I'm going to start off the first round. Hopefully we can get Justin's audio going. I don't know.
Is he muted?
Is your screen muted or something?
As an expert, I would assume it's user error on his side.
All right. No, nothing.
I know I'm not allowed to ask questions, but could you ask him not to make that face anymore?
I'll ask the
Please keep
questions.
going.
Mike would like to know if you could not make that face anymore. It's freaking him out. Yeah, that one.
Don't ask me to stand up. God, I like that face.
Ricky's fresh from the Pride Parade that's going on in downtown St. Augustine this morning.
It's just my
A
normal
lot of happy
Saturday.
folks down there. All right, well, I'm going to start off this first round with what I call What's Your Story? My story happens to come from my background as a surgical technologist, as like Ricky is a surgical technologist, as Kevin is. Our board is mostly people in the medical field. You'd think our expertise would revolve around that. Unfortunately, none of the questions today have to do with the medical field. So most of my stories are going to start off with, I got called in at 3 in the morning and had to go blah, blah, blah. So I got called in at 3 in the morning to have a foreign body extraction from somebody's rectum. So that can be anything, as you can imagine. Usually they get these things out in the ER, but every now and then they got to go to the OR. And
Beer bottles.
yeah, so like, for example, there was I want to say it was in Washington, D.C. It happened so often that people would put light bulbs in their rectums. They'd get stuck and have to go to the ER. It happened so often that the ER invented a tool to extract them. So they would take like a broom handle and put the female end on the broom handle and swedge it on there and put it up in there and screw the light bulb on
Oh, that's genius.
and pop it out. Worked great. But you wouldn't think that you would
True invention.
need to invent something like that. But anyways, I get in for rectal foreign body removal. I get in there. My instruments are set up for the rectal side. The instruments are set up in case we have to go in abdominally and open them up and take them out. So we get this guy up in the stirrups, and I look on his x-ray, and the x-ray looks like he put a gallon Gatorade bottle up there. He had told the people in the ER that he had actually put a rag up there and was too embarrassed to come to the hospital to get it removed. So been in there for 3 days. So we're down there trying to take this thing out, and I'm working with this real jerk of a surgeon. And he was actually demoted back into general surgery. He had to have a preceptor with him because he screwed up thoracic surgery too much. But anyways, this guy's in there. We got the rectal retractors in, and he's trying to get his hand in there and get his hand over it and can't do it. And then he's taking a coker clamp, which is like a straight clamp with teeth on the end of it. He's trying to grab it and pull it out, and these big chunks of like purple foam are coming out. And I'm like, this is not a rag. I don't know what the hell this thing is. So we're working, and I get the idea. I'm like, well, you try to retract, and I'll push on the guy's belly and see if we can get it. And at this point, they've paralyzed the patient. And so this guy's down there like, Joe Montana with his hands in this guy's butt trying to fish this thing out. And I go up and I push right about here on this guy's belly. And I push down, and he's squeezing, and he's like, all right, more and more. And I pushed on it. Next thing, you hear this like a cannonball of shit hits this guy right in the face,
brutal.
right in his neck, all over his mask. And he's holding this thing like a baby. He turns over and just vomits immediately into the trash can through his mask. It's going everywhere, and the stench is unbearable. The anesthesiologist can't even look at what's going on. Turns out this thing was a swimming pool noodle that was about this long and about this big around. And so it's essentially a sponge. You can imagine this thing being in there, just soaking up all this guy's bodily fluids, getting bigger and bigger. And we finally got this thing out. But the best part of it was he had carved the end of it to look just like a penis.
Nice.
He took the time to get a pocket knife out and carve the glans penis into this thing.
Get the veins in the head
and
just
get it in
right.
there. And
He should have stopped
And
right about
yeah.
there.
Right?
Not
I love
there.
this, Mike.
Yeah, just for reference.
Nice reference
Expert
piece.
reference.
You knew that was going to come in handy, and it did.
It's my job here.
You are an expert. But it looked like it had twisted off. So I don't know if he put it up there and it got stuck and he was trying to twist it out, or if he was really liking it and just went a little too far. Ricky, I'll ask the questions. No, ask a question, Ricky.
Did he ask to keep it after he?
No, he did not, but because I think it's probably ruined at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But one morning I went in there and I was putting my instruments in the washer sterilizer, and there's a 3-foot double-ended dildo in there. And I asked the guy, his name was Phil. I said, Phil, are you playing a joke? What's going on? This is 3-foot dildo in the washer sterilizer. And he's like, no, we took that out last night. This guy wants it back. Oh. So, anyways.
You can ask for things back.
Sounds like the pool noodle guy used that just one too many times.
Maybe he just got a little, I think he got a little too aggressive.
Yeah.
I wish I knew you could ask for
First
things
and
back.
last.
You can in fact ask for things back. Justin, can we hear you yet? Say something. Can you hear us? No.
He hasn't put a single piece together yet.
It looks like he's got some edges going.
Yeah, no, he's working on it. Yeah.
Oh!
Good job.
Booyah! All right. So, anyways, that's my story. Brad, what's your story?
Let's see. What story do I have? There's a man, the legend of Bob Bassett. So the commissioner of my fantasy football league, his father had a near-death experience.
Oh.
But what led him to almost die is even crazier than the actual experience itself. It's down south in a park called Halpatoki. And he's like into mountain biking. He's like a 74-year-old man, just like in great shape, still doing stuff. And he's like doing like time trials in this park set up where there's plenty of like elevation and embankments. And I guess he's trying to beat a personal best. And I guess on one of the embankments, he kind of goes off and misses his spot and goes off the edge.
Just eats it.
It eats it. It's about a 7-foot drop off the embankment into water. And so as he's falling into the water, his foot actually goes through the front spoke.
Wow.
And lodges straight through it. And he's down there.
Is this
like,
one of those clip-in deals where he has to get his foot out first? Or like,
exactly.
Okay.
And so as he's like trying to break loose, a 9-foot female gator sees him as a threat.
Wow.
And immediately latches onto his torso, onto his hip.
Wow.
And starts to, it immediately grabbed him and ripped him through the spoke. So
Unbelievable.
So his foot came out. So the gator was trying to help him.
Yeah. Let me help you, buddy.
Yeah, let me help you, buddy. And so, yeah, it's a crazy story. And so, immediately does the whole death roll, takes him under, and he like for some reason remains calm and like he's like he tells the story and he's like super chill about it. Like he's like, oh, I just I knew to just stay still. And so I guess the gator thinks he's dead and like lets go of him. And so he like
no need for a death roll if you're already dead.
Right. So like releases him, and so he's figuring out how to scale up this wall. It's 7 feet back up to the land, and so he like the bike's like pushed down at the bottom of the water, and like there's a handlebar sticking out, right? And like so he like tries to climb up on that to like reach up and grab something, and then as he's trying to do that, gator attacks again.
Dang. Takes
his like a whole chunk out of his buttocks.
Oh.
And takes him under, rolls him again for like 30 seconds, gasps for breath. He just starts yelling out just for anybody to hear him. And so what happens is there's like I guess a couple other bikers that were like a half a mile away and had apparently like heard him. And so they tried to like basically two of them come and like reach down and try to grab him, but one couldn't do it without the other. And so as they're trying to get him, gator grabs him again, takes him down for a third time, and this time it like shreds him from like the top of his buttocks all the way down his leg. I mean, he's bleeding out at this point. To not be too long-winded about it, but like it's kind of a miracle all of it like lined up to where because this is like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So there's no help, like just because they finally reach down and grab him, like he has to like jump up, they grab his wrist and like haul him to
Wrestle
safety.
him out of the gator's mouth.
And now he's bleeding out at this point.
Jeez.
And so he eventually gets life flighted. And while he's in the helicopter, they lose him twice. And he talks about, being in the tubes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like the tunnel of light.
The tunnel of light.
And he stayed away from it, or?
Oh, well, no, he said he embraced it. He was
No
he was
kidding.
like super excited about it.
Really?
He's like, I'm in it and I'm excited and like I wasn't scared and I was like going super fast. And
Interesting.
then the next thing he knows, he's waking up in the hospital. He had gone into emergency surgery and he ended up living. And so we are our entire fantasy football chat is called Long Live Bob Bassett.
Sweet.
So he's the guy. He's
Bob
Yeah.
Bassett.
He's the legend.
Near-death experience. I wonder if he has any like secret abilities or anything. Anything he's told you guys, like he can predict the future now? Or?
Yeah, no, right?
Really good at fantasy
How old was
practice.
this cat?
74.
Wow.
I'll ask the questions. Roger wants to know how old this cat was. 74. Okay, great.
So
Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Brad.
Silver linings on those death rolls. He was getting a little bit lighter each time.
Yeah.
Every death roll, lose a little bit more blood, a little piece of your ass.
This is expert level commentary.
Which is probably what got him out of that hole in the first place.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, alligator.
Yeah.
Nicely done. All right. Well, Kevin,
He's too
what's your
happy to
story?
get out of here.
Well, I don't have anything nearly as traumatic as that. I had, if you guys don't know, bariatric surgery back in
Yeah.
2012.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of weight. Feel very good about it.
Good for you.
Good job, buddy.
But when you go through something like that, you don't realize that you have to learn a whole new way of eating.
Uh-huh.
And so it wasn't long after I had surgery that I decided to go visit my parents in South Florida.
Yeah.
And so on a Sunday coming back, up 75, there's nobody on the road. It's a beautiful day. I decide for some stupid reason I'm going to stop and get something to eat. But I was just jonesing for some French fries. So
Okay.
I don't
I get
normally
it.
do fast food, but I just had to have something.
I love French fries.
And so stopped, got a small fries and some iced tea, and I'm driving up the road, and they got stuck, which is something happens because my stomach's about the size of an egg now. So
All right.
if you eat too much or something's too dry or something like that, it'll get
It just
stuck,
sits
and
there.
it's got to come out.
Ugh.
So
What's that feel like?
well, it's painful.
Yeah.
And you know that you're going to throw up. It's coming up. And so I pulled off the side of the road and go around. This is on 75.
Okay.
And go around the passenger side, and I'm bent over the hood, heaving my guts up. And probably about 6 fries were in, so that was about it. But I look up in time through my, impaired vision to see a set of headlights right behind my car. Happened to be a Florida State Trooper.
Okay.
And he's a little bit younger than me, and he was kind of curious about why I
Against
was
a lot
on the
of puke
side
on
of
the
the
side
road,
of the road. You bet.
throwing up. And, when they had surgery, they gave you this card that you could take to a restaurant. Usually the restaurants don't give a shit, but they'll look at the card and say, oh, congratulations. But it says, I can't eat that much, so if you feel like you can take a little bit off the price, or, I
Okay.
happen to have one of those.
All right.
And through my,
Kevin's,
my-
I need a cheaper meal card.
This
Yeah.
is worth the
it
surgery. Just to
usually
get
doesn't work.
Thanks for yourself.
But yeah, he just asked me what, and that's all I did was I just reached up because, I got snot running down my face. My eyes are watering. I can barely see him, but I can see his car and his
Okay.
lights. And long story short, he let me go.
It's the Joker from
Okay.
the Batman movie.
Yeah, no kidding. Let me out of here.
There's a 0% chance Justin gets his puzzle done.
No.
He's spending
Well,
so much.
okay. That's what I'm hoping
Can we just
for.
start punishments now?
Okay. So I can't hear you. We look at you. It's great. It's a wonderful view of you, but no soundy.
Could you get closer to the camera?
Try
Little
screaming
closer.
at the top of your lungs.
You have great teeth.
He really does have good teeth, doesn't he? Not me. I was like,
I mean, for a guy his.
Yeah, you sure you're brothers?
well, sort of.
What's
Honestly, I think I'm like Keith Richards' kid or something like that. Me and my family are just like.
He's got no sound. He can't hear us.
Can you hear us now?
No, he's got nothing.
Nah,
All right.
Nah, all right.
All right. Well, he's just like background.
just let him do his
something to
thing.
do.
It's a puzzle guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Normally I would ask him these questions. Normally, we've never done this before, but I was hoping I'd get to ask him some questions. But
Yeah.
anyway.
I appreciate that his shirt just says guest and not expert.
Yeah, and
because
it says
it
you're-
would dilute my expertise.
That's the whole idea.
If I was this is my competition.
And it says your name here on the top, which is funny.
Oh, perfect.
And all right. So thanks, Kevin. Thanks for that story.
Yeah.
Ricky, what's your story, man?
My story. I'll set the scene for you.
Okay.
I'm 16 years old. I'm a busboy at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay? The guy who owns this restaurant, his family were German war profiteers. In
No
World
kidding.
War II, they would go into Jewish homes and they would steal anything of value
Wow.
and then they'd sell it.
Wow.
Nobody in the town likes this guy.
Okay.
Right? I know he is a functioning alcoholic.
Right.
So I keep bringing him beers all night, knowing that he's going to lose track of them and I'm going to get to keep them.
Okay. Good strategy.
So I've got a couple beers in me, and this wedding party comes in. It's like all these hot bridesmaids, bunch of dudes. I'm their busboy. I'm like, cleaning up everything. Let me get in here, put a fresh coaster down, and yeah, sure, there you go. One of these girls is flirting with me, big time.
All right.
Keep in mind, I'm 16 years. I'm a young boy.
Do you have a mustache?
I have no mustache. I have
What
no facial
no
hair to
beard.
speak. Nothing.
You're going in nude
Nude.
on the face.
Totally nude.
Sweet.
And this woman's flirting with me all night.
Okay.
And at this point in my life, I have never felt the touch of a woman.
Right on.
And I'm very excited. I'm thinking something's gonna happen.
Like you got to sit down excited or?
Not quite.
Okay.
Not quite. So I'm taking care of this table all night, and she starts, oh, thank you so much, and she's like touching me, and I'm okay. End of the night rolls around. Her and her husband get up, but she's like, hold on a minute.
Okay.
I'm staying in room 215 at this hotel, Kimball's by the Sea.
All right.
And now I'm, oh boy, so and I smell like fish and whatever else. So I'm like, I'm like in the men's room, like doing this, and,
Okay, so
Horse bath.
getting very excited. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to this hotel room. So I go to this hotel room, and I knock on the door, and the door opens, and it's the husband.
Oh, okay.
And I can see the wife sitting on the bed in the back, and she's all,
Oh man.
hey. And I go to walk in the door, and the guy does this. He puts his hand in my chest. He goes, wait a minute. How old are you?
Okay.
And I look at him, and I go,
21, sir.
18? And he takes one look at me and goes, get the fuck out of here. And she's in the background going, almost got him.
Oh,
Almost got him. So this is the part of the story you haven't heard.
yes.
2 years later,
This is why we have this show.
There's more to this story.
2 years later, I'm working at a different restaurant.
Busboy?
And I'm not busting tables. I've promoted. I'm a waiter.
Right on.
It's at this restaurant called Atlantica, a very to-do place. Guess who walks in?
Mystery lady.
Mystery lady. Sans husband.
Oh.
Sans husband this time. And gentlemen, let me tell you. She had hands like a fucking sailor, but she could really...
Wait, like man hands or?
They were just...
Were they
I don't know.
calloused?
I don't know if she worked on the docks or what she did, but she had just some thick
Experienced
calluses
hands.
at that point. Second hand job I've ever had in my life. A little bit of a late bloomer at that point. But,
From somebody else?
But Christy from Portland really did it, and
Shout
that
out to
was
Christy.
yeah. So shout out to
Carpenter
Christy.
Do you
for
think
that.
this was like happenstance, or was she stalking you because she's like, I got to get me a piece of Cool Breeze?
I think this relates to my question, really,
Okay.
and how this whole world is
Sweet.
sort of wrapped up.
We'll get
really.
to that.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
But that's my story.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Ricky.
Christy. That was an amazing hand job. It was really good.
Okay, Mike, what's your story, man?
That's a really hard story to follow.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I would like to just repeat his story.
And it happened to you
from
too,
my-
same
from
lady?
my point of view.
You were the man.
He's
and
the
is he the
husband.
husband? Is this your wife? Come on,
I'll
man.
give you a new perspective on this. Damn. So to integrate everybody's story, but Ricky's, a few years ago, I'm getting ready to go to the movies. Big movie. I don't know if you guys are Marvel fans, but at the time, Endgame's coming out,
Okay.
and I am jazzed. This is the peak of living.
Sweet. Are you thrilled that you got Darth Vader?
Absolutely.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Penis Vader. But
Dick Vader.
Dick,
Richard Vader.
Dick Vader.
BBC.
Super excited. I'm getting sloshy. It's a party. We are.
Sloshy.
Yeah. I got some Sailor Jerry. We're drinking, going
Good
in,
choice.
sneaking in snacks. And get in, previews are going in. I have one of these little bottles full of rum and Coke, and I'm like, this is the best time of my life. And then during the previews, my now wife hands me a Sour Patch Kid. And he's like, do you want one of these? And
A legal Sour Patch Kid? Or
illegal. This is a legal one.
Okay.
And I'm already at my wit's end. The movie hasn't even started, and I'm losing it.
Okay.
And she's like, here's candy. I'm like, oh, yeah. Go to eat some more. Go to breathe. Can't pass any air. We're only in the previews, and I'm like, oh, no. I'm not going to get to see this movie, is what goes through my head.
Not that I'm about to die, but I'm going to miss this Marvel movie.
Yes. So
That's a true fan right
so
there.
I'm like,
That's dedication.
real hard trying to pass air. Got my now wife and my sister next to me. And I'm like, we're going to try to pass air one more time. Go for another breath. Go clear. And I'm going, oh, fuck. I'm going to die. And I'm never going to get to see this movie. And I'm too nice of a person to go, hey, I need help.
I don't want to inconvenience you with
Yeah,
that.
I can't let them know I'm so drunk I can't swallow a Sour Patch Kid. You know? So I'm like, you know what? This is like a 3-4 hour movie. And the lights are going to come on at the end. And I'm just going to be... And all this is going through my head. No, like, I loved my mom. Or like, what a great life I had. I just went, I'll never know if Thanos wins or loses. And then I cleared it, and everything was fine. And I told nobody.
It was inevitable.
It wasn't inevitable. It brought you to here every time. So, and then I never told anybody that I almost died.
Thanks for sharing that.
Movie.
Mike.
I just kept drinking and enjoying the movie,
Hell yeah. All right.
and then watched it again when I could actually remember it.
Nice. All right.
You know, it'd be great if you could tell that story again, but to each
I'll
of
ask the
us,
questions. You know what would be great is if you could tell that story again. But
to each of us individually, one at a time at a later date.
Okay.
Mike's really good at doing that.
He's really good at doing it.
Oh, God.
story
It's
embellishment
Brad's
after
favorite
the
quality
fact.
of me.
All right, motherfucker. What's your story?
Well, you guys are really good storytellers. I don't know if I can follow any
Yes,
of that
you can.
stuff.
I guarantee you.
I guarantee you can.
Says the,
Oh
says
boy.
the
Okay.
king.
So
First of all, Roger used to be a paramedic. Is this correct?
I used to work at EMS many moons ago and have many stories, and I can tell one of those.
Roger's the only person I know.
That's
been-
the story I'm going to tell. I
Okay,
think you
then
all
I'll shut my mouth.
have
then.
probably all heard it. If not, true story.
It's Brad's favorite thing, rehearing stories.
This is, I can't even remember what year this is. Probably 93-ish, 94-ish. I'm working for an ambulance company. I better not say the name because I don't want anybody to know that. I mean, some of those people are still around probably. Get a call on Christmas Eve morning, about 3 a.m, hanging. A guy had gone out and climbed up on a chain link fence and tied Christmas ribbon around a tree limb and hung himself. It's a very poor part of town. They didn't have a phone. This was before cell phones, or when they were just coming out. And the lady who called had to run down to the Circle K and call 911. So we show up, and literally this guy's just swinging in the wind. It's a very creepy thing to see.
By Christmas decorations, no doubt.
Yeah, very much so. So we decided we're going to cut the guy down. I'm there with my partner. We had a student, fire department's there, police department's there. And we decide that, okay, the fire department puts a ladder on the chain link fence, climbs up there, he's going to cut him, and there's like 5 of us under him going to catch him. And literally, I'm standing up, and I've got his feet in my hands. Okay, everybody.
So are your hands completely outstretched?
They're about like this.
Okay.
About like this. So they go to cut him down, and none of us have ever caught a dead body. So he just flips. His head hits my head. Knocks me out. Cold, clean out. I wake up. Everybody's around me. The dead guy is still over there. I'm like, are we working the dead guy? Everybody's like, no, you okay? You okay?
Are we working the dead guy?
Yeah.
They didn't bring out the trampoline, like,
Like the fire guy? Yeah.
couldn't.
You guys didn't have a bed sheet?
I should have thought of a better story, because that's not a very funny story.
Got knocked out by a dead guy. It's pretty interesting.
You're
have
the
one
only
that
one
you
I
can
know has
tell.
been knocked out by someone who's already
You know, if this thing ever takes off, John Perryman was my partner. If John, if you see this, give me a call, buddy.
Justin, what's your story?
All right, cool, man. That's hilarious.
He's good at finding square pieces.
His story is a puzzle. It looks like he's got quite a few flat pieces. He's connected another three.
pieces.
Wow.
Nicely done.
What's that? A cat cup?
Yeah, I was wondering what
Yes,
his
that
item
looks like a
was.
cat cup.
He's going to be the most entertaining part of this whole deal.
It's where he puts the
I really
difficult-
would have liked to ask him some questions
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That's kind of part of it. Is like you guys, all the questions I've asked you have had a while to think about your answers. Justin has no idea what I'm going to ask him, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to. So
I want him to charades the answer.
I think maybe that's a better thing, is not to know.
If he could act them out and then we could guess,
You could guess what a story is.
you guys are great.
that'd be great.
Freaking love you guys.
be amazing.
Justin,
Must be the,
act out
yes,
your
sir.
story. Act out your story that you were going to tell me. We can't hear you, so
gotta
act it out like charades.
Yeah.
Okay, Justin.
I have
Mike's going to translate.
thinking hard.
Fish.
Fishing. It's a
He's
fishing
fishing,
story.
I take it.
Yeah.
And he's shooting a gun at us.
Then you shot the fish. You put the fish on your head?
Mermaid.
I'm done. Mike's doing this.
He caught a mermaid.
You guys are at the same wavelength.
You caught a mermaid?
Mike, are you telling us he caught a mermaid? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm in. Damn.
Pigs,
That's the whole story.
That's the
He's
whole
done.
story.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, Pixar didn't happen.
Me being his brother, I've never seen this mermaid or heard about it until now.
He's saving it for this moment.
Okay.
That's actually his mother.
That's the power of this show.
Right.
It brings out the best of us. Act it out so Mike can translate it to me. Mike?
C. P. O. Kapoo.
It was a hungry mermaid?
O.
She had crabs. Yeah.
Oh.
I got that without Mike.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah. I guess a mermaid would have crabs, though.
All right, anyways.
Can I send Justin an American Sign Language book?
I'll ask the questions. Mike wants to know if he can send you an American Sign Language book. He said, yeah.
Cool.
All right. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into why we're here. These are the questions that I've asked you guys to. I can't ask Justin. Normally, I would ask him, and he would not have any idea what I'm going to ask and just right off the cuff give me an answer. But I kind of like this charades acting out. I don't know if this is going to work with the questions, however. Up first is Brad. Brad, you have the who question this week. Did you have trouble answering this question? Or?
So it'd be real easy to be like, my parents. Well, I guess they should know the question.
Okay, so Brad's question, the who question, is who is your biggest influence?
Well, it would be real easy to be like, well, my parents. But no, I'm going to go with yo-yos and frogs.
Okay.
Yo-yos and frogs.
Oh, you want me to elaborate?
That's
Yes.
a who?
Yeah.
That's a who? Like who frog? Which
So,
like Kermit the Frog?
When I was 9 years old, there was like a magazine, and you could like do these mail order tadpoles.
Okay.
Just stick with me here.
Sea monkeys.
Instead of sea monkeys, but tadpoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were tadpoles, and so they were like marketed. It was like, buy these genetically altered tadpoles, and you can like raise them into frogs. Little did I know that they would live to be like 18 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So
you still have these frogs?
I don't, unfortunately. Yeah, so their names were Bubba and Wet Willie.
Okay.
And it like, we can get like super deep or funny about it, but like having these tadpoles and like learning like the metamorphosis and like the
Different stages. Of
different
development.
stages of development and life. It was like funny because they were there at a certain point. It was like, oh, Brad has frogs, they're cool, you're a kid. Then like you're in your teenagers and like, Brad has frogs, that's weird. And then like into my adult life, it was like it being cool again. Like, Brad has these really old frogs.
Weird.
And it was like they were sitting there in the tank, getting my first handy. They were there in the tank with me,
Watching.
just watching,
Cheering you on.
cheered me on.
Justin approves, by the way. He gets the idea.
So
that's something that really stuck with you, was these two frogs sharing life with Brad.
Just sharing my life, through my childhood into my adult life. So yeah, props to Bubba and Wet Willie. And then I brought this yo-yo.
Yeah.
So another big influence was this company called Yomega. I'm sure we all remember. It was like post Pogs, pre-Pokemon.
Pre-Pokemon, yeah.
It was like in the sweet spot of like I got obsessed with yo-yos, and I was getting mad yo-yo skills while I'm like hanging out with these frogs, and that's pretty much like who I am today.
All because of frogs.
All because of the frogs.
Mail order tadpoles changed Brad's life forever.
That's it. So I'm sticking to that answer. That's my answer.
I like it. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, thanks.
What a pickup line. You want to go back to my place?
Didn't see my
check
frogs.
Check out Bubba.
You think that's funny? It's worked.
Wet Willie? Wet Willie and Bubba?
Uh-huh.
This man has a child.
I've reproduced.
He just became a dad, isn't this right?
This is true. My kid just turned 1.
Well, we need more Brads in the world.
I'm gonna get her frogs. You better believe it.
Genetically.
Heck yeah.
Uh-huh.
Frog life with Brad OG Keepers, everybody. Awesome. Okay, that's nice. Anybody have anything to say on that? Good.
How good are you? How good were you at yo-yoing?
I'll ask the questions. How good were you at yo-yoing, Brad?
So this is actually it's an award yo-yo. It was a prize given for like in the late 90s. You could do like a series of tricks. You had to do like 50 tricks in 5 minutes, and you could win this yo-yo.
What was the most difficult trick that you could pull off?
Tricks.
There was like the one called like the trapeze artist, and it's like you fling it up in the air and land it back on the string and walk it a little bit, and then like rotate it and then catch it again.
Nice move.
That was probably one of the harder ones to win that yo-yo.
Are you claiming you did these 50 tricks?
I did them.
I'll ask the questions. Are you claiming that you could do all 50 of these tricks? Mike wants to know.
Oh, I did them under 5 minutes.
Mike,
I've got something for you when we come back to work on Monday. I've got a yo-yo that it's a professional yo-yo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Bust it out.
I'd like to see some of those tricks.
Okay.
I brought my bike spoke, not my yo-yo.
Okay.
Sorry.
That'd been weird if we brought 2 yo-yos.
Mike, that was pretty clever of getting around questions, by the way. You said name 5 yo-yo tricks, and I cut him off.
Name 5 yo-yo tricks you can?
Walk the dog. Splitting the atom. Baby in a cradle.
He didn't win. That
big dog noodle in your ass.
Big dog sniffing out.
Big dog is smelling something going on here.
A long time ago.
Okay.
Gosh, give me a break, expert.
All right, Kevin, you had the what question this week.
Okay.
Did you get enough time to think about your answer and research it and rough draft and final?
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin's question is, what is your standard operating procedure?
So this is my standard operating procedure. Every day without fail, I've done a lot of research on this, and this is what works for me. I don't know if it'll work for you guys, but this is something that I do every single day. In the morning, before I come to work, it's sock, shoe, sock, shoe.
Okay.
And then when I get off work,
you don't sock,
come
sock,
home,
shoe?
You don't.
It's shoe, sock, every day.
Who are
That's
you?
Genius. That is
Okay.
expert level stuff right
This
there.
is why
You
we
don't go
have a
sock,
Kevin.
sock, shoe,
genius.
shoe?
What's the advantage?
Can't.
Unreal.
Well, you know, that goes back to my bariatric days when you can't bend over that long.
You go
So
one side.
yeah.
Sock, shoe, sock, shoe.
That actually makes a lot of sense now that you say it.
Shoe, sock.
You don't go sock, sock.
Do you put both your pants legs on at the same time, or left, right, left, right?
I'm not that.
Not that far ahead.
No,
I'm a right,
Not
left.
that advanced.
You're a right, left legger.
Yeah.
Ah,
How do you
I
do
think I'm
both
a
at the
right-
same time?
left. You
Jump
gotta
in,
jump.
jump in.
Sit
it.
down, or yeah, if you're an acrobat, do a backflip.
You guys are gonna have to show me that.
Sitting down.
I feel like I don't even know you anymore.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
No, I'm a one-legger.
How many people have you
Right,
murdered?
right,
in your
left, right,
life?
left.
That's what I want to know.
Not many.
My issue
left, right.
is
You're
now I
left,
have
right.
to
Left,
think
right.
about you every single morning when I put my shoes on for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because of Kevin.
I'm
It's
consistent.
infectious, and I don't appreciate
Are
it.
you going to change your standard operating procedure based on Kevin's answer?
I don't think I'd be able to avoid it at this point.
Really?
Right. I would have to use more brain power to pretend like I'm not thinking about it. It'd be easier just to try out some sock shoe action.
Okay. Sock shoe action.
Sock, shoe,
What
sock,
about
shoe.
you? You sock shoe,
infectious.
sock shoe? Sock shoe, sock shoe?
Are you swearing at me?
Sakshu!
Sakshu, man.
I'll have a number 2. Sakshu and soy sauce,
Why does
please.
he look like he has an Asian accent?
He looks like he has an Asian accent.
That's why I was saying that.
Justin, what's your standard operating procedure?
The cat.
Kitty cup.
Cat cup.
Cats in the cradle, and the silver spoon. Little
Times
Three of those bad boys, huh?
And,
Pants.
Dude, those pants are.
3 cats. Chop off. his
Justin,
lower-
stand up and show us your pants.
Yeah.
I never thought I would say that in my entire life.
I think he's talking about. Oh yes.
wow.
Nice.
Does he have no hair on his body, by the way?
This I could not tell you.
Can you show me us? Never mind.
Are you completely hairless?
Don't drop them.
Yeah.
Don't drop the
Please,
pants.
please don't fall off
Yeah.
and hurt yourself.
I know that's a folding card table.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh.
I knew it. Don't do it.
I read in a book
What are
once
you
that,
doing?
Being completely hairless like that could be a symptom of fetal alcohol syndrome.
This is a high probability knowing my mother.
Really?
Yes.
I think we've stumbled across something.
Uh-oh,
Yeah, I think
Justin's
you have.
nodding.
I think
Wow.
I think I was conceived at a racehorse track while my mother was on acid.
That's fantastic.
That would
Sounds fun.
explain a
Wait, a
lot.
racehorse track? Not a horse racetrack.
Whatever, Roger.
That's motherfucker to you.
It's got the body of a slick otter. Just gliding right through the water.
How do you think he catches those mermaids?
All right.
Not with hair.
Next question's up to Ricky Coolbreeze. Ricky had the one question. Ricky, when did you realize the world you live in may in fact be a simulation?
Well, first I think we need to touch base on what simulation theory is.
Right on.
To put it simply and easily, simulation theory is the fact that the presence that we live in, the world that we live in, is not in fact the real world, but it is a very Matrix-like simulation. Elon Musk is a big toter of this, and he said, listen, 50 years ago we had Pong. Today we have VR headsets.
No kidding.
So
yeah.
the line between our reality and the virtualization of that reality is becoming a little
blurred.
Little wishy-washy. But there was a moment when I realized that this could be a real thing. And actually, every Thursday I drive to Mike's house after work.
Right.
I take the same route. However,
Same lanes, change lanes, same spot.
yeah, but it's always at a different time.
Okay.
However, no matter what time of day it is, there's this one house on like Shore Drive or whatever it is, that like long windy one is before I take the left to go into your house. And there's this guy.
At the mailbox?
Yes!
On the left side?
Yes!
But he lives on the right side of the
Yes!
He's there when I drive.
He walks across the street.
Just to be clear, we did not
Either
talk
this
about
is-
this ever before this.
Either
meeting.
this is real or you're sharing
No,
a
this is
hallucination.
we've never talked about this. It happened today when I drove over.
It's no kidding.
He lives on the left side of the street.
And he crosses
and
the
he
road
crosses
to his
the
mailbox.
road to the mailbox.
But he's always at the mailbox when you drive by.
And whenever I'm driving by, he's always on his way back from the mailbox.
Random times
to
of the
his
day.
house, random times. And that was the moment when I went, none of this is real.
This is a feedback
This is
loop.
all make-believe.
Wow.
All of it.
Nice.
That was the moment that I knew. And it's crazy that this is a shared experience. We've never talked
We
about
did
this.
not discuss
ever.
this.
This is great.
He's
Yeah.
an NPC
Yes.
for sure.
Ever.
What's
Like-
an NPC?
Non-playable,
Non-playable
character.
character.
I can't believe I knew that.
So,
Yeah.
are the people that succeed in the simulation, like the Elon Musk, like these rich guys, are they just better at the game?
So there's a theory that we are
I'll ask questions. Are they better at the game?
so there's a theory that the super successful people are ancestral digitalizations of people who have made it to the top.
Okay.
Right? And now they're sending this like sort of success gene back into the simulation.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're the DOS people.
They're-
the
yep.
beginning.
they're winning from the minute they're
Yeah.
opening their eyes.
Interesting.
Except for that one guy who checks his mail every day at seemingly random times.
yeah.
Who
He's just programmed
he's just
to do
stuck
that.
in that feed. That's all he does. I'm not convinced he does anything else.
We're driving
Wow.
that way home.
We are. And
We
he'll
need,
be
to,
there.
we need to get a trail cam and put it on that mailbox.
Yeah.
Or on your mailbox or
Oh,
something.
that'd be great.
I
and
think we
just
should.
watch and see what this guy does.
Isn't that wild?
You don't want to mess with the observable universe.
Because you change it by observing. Mike,
You want to stick to this observation purely.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Good advice, expert.
Yes.
That was such an expert level answer. He doesn't even need to wear the T-shirt. This is why.
They would know.
These
So-
cool breeze. What do you expect?
I know, right?
Cool breeze just rolled through here, guys.
Hey, I'm chilly.
I asked.
Nipples are.
I asked Mike the where question. However, I've forgotten what it was. Mike, what was the where question?
Where is the center of the universe?
Where is the center of the universe? This is a very good question,
I love this question.
if I must say so. He says it's at the
Justin
puzzle
says
table.
it's right here.
Justin, I never thought I'd actually say this, but you may be correct. It's about 3 inches to the left of your cat cup.
Everybody gets one.
So there's a lot of different ways that you can put a take on this, but they all have a very similar answer when you look at where the center of the universe is, because the center of the universe is really, technically, the center of the universe is me, is from my perspective.
From your point of view.
From my point of view, because there is no mappable 0, point in the universe. It's actually all spread out very well. But you really want to start looking at things like the theory of everything in space is all theoretical to begin with. Every single thing we know, none of it is rock solid. So you look at things like theory of relativity, and it's from our point of view, they think the universe is expanding and towards what we consider the observable universe, so the outer edges expands beyond the speed of light. So meaning we will never observe anything outside of that ever. Nothing will ever be able to reach inside of that. So from my point of view, everything is expanding at the speed of light away from me, puts me dead center in the middle of it. There's no outer line to have an exact point.
Is the universe collapsing in on itself simultaneously?
It has to be one or the other, but it may be different in different spots depending on whether you're occupied mostly by, if you're occupied by matter, I believe it expands, and if it's occupied by more dark matter, it actually becomes concave or kind of collapses more. It's how space-time is stretched.
But the two exist simultaneously.
It can't be static. It has to be one or the other.
Okay. Well, that's why you're an expert, Mike.
I wish I was smarter. I understand that.
But your ego is right. You are the center of the universe.
You are the center
and
of
you
the
should feel that
universe.
way.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Renee Jones is the center of my universe.
Boom. Major points for
There we
Roger
go.
motherfucker Jones.
That's a hand job coming, fellas. Let me tell you.
It's like you never even told that other story.
Yeah, you're breaking even at best.
Oh, man. All right, Roger, you had the how question.
How question? Yeah. So, how does positraction work?
I'll ask questions.
Oh, excuse me.
Roger, how does positraction work?
Well, that was my question.
Yes.
And I didn't realize how many people didn't know the answer to what positraction is.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it this way. So
Two guys are attracted to
if outer space
Isn't that the
so
stuff that-
from Earth to outer space is I think 62 miles, and then from Earth to the space station, is that correct?
It's 100 kilometers.
62
is where
miles.
the Kearns line is.
Yeah, Kearns line. It's
Yep.
called the Kearns line. That's the internationally accepted line where
Yep.
outer space starts.
It's arbitrary.
That's where weightlessness begins?
No, it's arbitrary. It's just where we decided this is space.
Okay.
and this is that.
Like space doesn't start
But
like
it is.
here.
No,
I
but
guess
it's
it is like 80, yeah.
internationally recognized line that says
Okay.
if you pass this,
You're in space.
You're in space.
Correct.
Boom.
62 miles, I think.
Sounds right.
The International Space Station, depending on its orbit, I don't want to step on another expert's toes here,
I'm here for you.
is approximately 250 miles away. And the moon is like 235,000 miles away.
Can confirm.
All right, so if you're in a rocket ship, right, going to outer space, 62 miles takes about 9 minutes on average. But to get to the International Space Station, which is 250 miles away, it takes like 24 hours.
Okay.
So these guys need positraction. So if you take that, positraction is, if you've ever seen the movie My Cousin Vinny, if you ever get stuck in the Alabama mud, one wheel spins and the
I
other
was
doesn't.
like, where are you going? In outer space? I was like, I don't know what.
Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, that scene, Marissa Tomei, she's explaining why the guys need to take one look at this picture and you can, yeah, they're not guilty.
Man, I was really stuck on that story too.
I was too. I
wanted
wanted
to
to
know
see
where
where
they
you
were
were
going.
I was gonna, we can keep going.
let it
with
rip.
it.
Let it
No,
rip,
okay.
dude.
So if it takes 24 hours to get to the International Space Station, which is only 250 miles away, in a rocket going 10,000 miles an hour, how come?
Well, it's because everything's a simulation.
No. Literally, how come?
Because that space station is
Sorry.
traveling.
Bryce will ask the questions.
And you're fired and you've been replaced.
How fast is the space station moving, though? I mean, it's not just sitting there waiting for you to dock with it. It has to be going
Well,
10,000.
Math.
so you can the
Thousands of miles.
Coriolis effect. You can chart your straight line.
How does positraction work in space if there's no tires?
If there's no gravity.
Yeah.
Bryce would like to ask you.
So the reason it takes so long
just got tired of
is
squeezing
that
my
they got to
thumb.
slow down. They got to dock with this thing. So they've got to put the key in the keyhole. And so it's...
There's no brakes in space.
Yeah, exactly. So they got a thrust here, thrust there. I just thought that's kind of cool.
Awesome.
And now we're going to go to the moon, 235,000 miles away. It's going to take a week to get there. How long did it take the first trip? Or did we even go?
Oh, that's another question. Did we even go to the moon? I'll ask the questions.
Considering everything's a simulation, the answer is
We'll save that for another show, I think.
But the Earth is flat, so.
All right, so this final round, that's all the answers. Thank you guys very much for that.
Bryce's question was what?
I don't have a question.
He asked.
He has all the questions.
I'm done.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. The last one I'm going to ask you is, what's your dream? And basically a dream you have had, what you hope to see in the future, etc., whatever. So my dream is, I think I told you guys this already. I was in the parking lot. It was raining of a Winn-Dixie of my first job that I had.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to get in, and it's just crowded. There's thousands of people, and this lady in this SUV comes along, and I'm like, is she going to go? Can I go? And she kind of stops, and so I started to go, and she steps on the gas and just cuts me off. Well, in my dream, I was angry, so I took my glasses off, and I threw them at her, and I see her, what I assumed was her daughter in the back seat, kind of give me the smirk, and I flip her off, and I'm all mad in my dream, and I cross, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to keep an eye on this lady, and I'm going to mess with her when she gets in the store. I'm going to put a bunch of expensive stuff in her cart when she's not looking, and, hide her cart around the other aisle and things like that. But before I get into the store, I lose track of her because Donald Trump is there. And Donald Trump is going, hey, Bryce, how's it going? It's nice to see you. And I asked him, I'm like, Donald Trump, do you like models? And he's like, yes, they're beautiful. I've had models in my life, all my life. I love them. And I'm like, no. Like model cars, model planes, stuff like that. He's like, oh, yeah, I told you last time we met. I love models. So I've forgotten all about this lady. And I go in the store, it's crowded. End of dream. Interpretations, experts?
Wow, I don't know.
Sounds like you're sexually frustrated.
Or attracted to Donald Trump.
I think it's impressive that your subconscious is ironically funny enough to know the difference between model planes and the fact that Donald Trump likes models.
Right.
But you're smart enough to let him misinterpret what you say. It just shows at the core how funny of a person you
I
are.
just thought it was funny that I was mad in my dream. Like, why am I getting upset? Anyways.
Wow. Models.
Yeah.
Not models, but
Models.
models.
But, like,
models.
dude, it was
That
a
is-
joke
that-
you
that
played
is-
on yourself
Yeah.
for yourself.
Yeah, that's
But you
good.
still wanted to mess
clever.
with a lady.
top
I
tier
still wanted to
comedy.
put expense, and I was mad about that I couldn't put the expensive stuff in her, like hide her shopping cart or something.
Trying to put models in
I
your
had it all
car, but
figured
they're
out. I was
just
gonna get
super
a
models.
Distraction.
Just a bunch
Dream
of
last night I
models.
was parasail fishing.
I'll get to you.
Oh, sorry.
Calm down.
Roger, what's your dream?
So I had a dream last night. I was parasail fishing. I'm literally parasailing behind this
Like
boat.
for sailfish and
No. Parasail. You got the
You're
thing. You get
fishing
the
out of
boat.
the
You got,
parasail.
I've got a fishing pole while I am parasailing. And they say
this is a new sport, by
yes,
the way.
exactly. And if you get that, this was the instruction. If you feel a strong tug on your ankle, start reeling. I was like, great.
So, just for the mechanics of this, you had like the
I don't know.
string wrap- okay.
That was just the instructions. And so I felt a tug on my ankle, and so I start going back toward the water, land in the water.
It's pulling you in the water.
Just now I'm in the water, reeling whatever it is, and it's an alligator.
In the ocean.
I can't remember.
Connected
if
to
it's
the
ocean or I
alligator
can't-
was Bob
Yeah.
Bassett.
Yeah.
And there was a guy on a mountain bike.
And it spoke right through its neck.
He was bleeding out. All right, thanks, Roger. That's a good
Yeah,
dream.
it keeps going.
That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah, keep going then. I think.
So I'm bringing in the alligator, and I think it's a spoonbill.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, oh, great, I got a great fish. And then I see it's an alligator. And now it's too close. I can't get rid of the alligator. And it bites me.
Oh.
I wake up, and I'm like, what? That's it.
Wow. We have 2 alligator stories
Yeah.
on the first episode. That's pretty strong.
Right.
This is Florida.
That was my dream.
Can't make this up. Mike, what's your dream?
So it's not a specific one, but it's my favorite subject matter overall. And
Okay.
it's obviously flying. And I need you guys to weigh in, because I don't know if my flying is like your flying. But
When I
promise
fly
we
in my
all...
dreams, I have to like catch it. Like I have to take a couple steps.
Can you
and-
show me what a catch is?
No.
Because I want to describe mine to you.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
Like when you start to fly in your dream, you have to like.
All right, so you're almost grabbing the
trying
cloud.
to catch the air.
Yeah, okay. Not bad. I can relate. That's not what mine's like,
Okay.
though. But best dream I can have. If I'm having a bad day and I'm like, man, I just want to have a good dream when I go down tonight. My wife will be like, what are you going to dream about tonight? And I'll be like, I'm fucking flying. Like, I don't care
Oh,
where.
yeah, absolutely.
Or
Love
who.
flying.
I'm just trying to hit
Yeah.
stratosphere.
You pregame your dreams.
I used to be more effective at it.
Okay.
But, you know, once or twice you can land one in there.
What's your success rate? Of saying I'm going to dream about this and then actually dreaming about it, or something close to it.
These days, not
as
great.
much.
Not great.
Okay. Sorry to
But
cut you off.
so I'm gonna have to show you how I catch wind.
Please do
But it's there's multiple.
Don't show us how to break wind, but show us how to catch it.
Because there's sometimes there's just if you can take off like Superman
Like
style,
Superman.
but that's not catching it. Catching it looks a little something like. Wow, it's different out here. So you're gaining a little speed and you kind of jump, but then there's hang time. So you jump and you're kind of free
The
floating.
glide. See, I
And that's-
glide.
I think
that's
you guys.
that's you catching a little
I think
bit.
you guys should compare each other's
Like, at the
jumping
same
stuff.
time?
Yes,
Sure, for
yeah, I
sure.
want to see
Make sure
the
you're
difference.
make sure you're
Alright,
within a
because
shot of the camera.
I'm not describing grabbing anything. Mine has to do with jumping and getting hang time.
And you're coming this way.
So I'll jump, and I've never touched the ground, and you're starting to build it, and that can take off.
wow.
Okay, and once you got it, you're gone, dude. I'm getting thousands of feet.
That's how I fly.
Yeah, you look like you're grabbing a cloud.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh no,
Okay.
see, mine exists in. It's like,
Roger knows how-
catching a
You
wind.
can show me how to fly in your dream?
I just fly. I just take off.
I just do it.
You just
No,
run.
No, I
do
just
it,
like
man.
it's not.
This
yeah,
fucking guy.
basically,
Motherfucker just
I'm flying.
flies.
Motherfucker can fly. Man, cool.
I'm more of a
I love
glider.
flying in my
I glide.
dreams. Love it.
It's the best place to go to. Yeah, freedom.
Do you ever fly too high and you're like, oh, I'm too
Yeah,
high?
yes.
You're like, oh, I want to get
Oh,
down.
I'll hit. I'll pass the carrying line for
Yeah.
sure, and then it's like, oh no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die, and then
And like you feel
And then you
gravity take over
you
again?
catch it again. Yeah.
Nice.
Just to clarify, the
careful. Clarify.
Karen's,
You're clarifying?
Karen's line?
I believe so. It's off the top of my
Freudian
head.
slipping.
Carring's
Karen, K-A-R-N-A-N,
Yeah,
Karen.
correct. You're spelling it correctly.
Yeah, 62 miles up.
There you go.
100 kilometers.
I'm gonna
It's
save.
arbitrary.
I'm gonna save Ricky's for last because you keep a dream journal, isn't that correct?
I do keep a dream journal. I
Awesome.
have for many
That means
years.
he's the most powerful dreamer out of all of us. For
I think
sure.
he is. I think you probably lucid dream at this point. Kid.
I'm very talented.
Okay.
Very talented.
Nice. Brad, what's your
An
dream?
expert, some would say.
I have a reoccurring dream. It has to do with a carousel. And it's like super dark and there's the only thing lit
Like
up.
horses and stuff going
No,
up and
no,
down,
no.
or-
A Ferris wheel.
Ferris
Sorry,
wheel.
not a
Other-
carousel.
other
A Ferris
direction.
wheel.
Gotcha.
Yeah, other way. And it's like
Expert.
super dark and it's just that's the only thing that's lit up. And so like I walk towards it and I get on it and I just ride it to the top and then I like look out over whatever it is. And I do it. I don't know. It's like a frequent one. I would
Cool.
like I've had it at least like a dozen times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Over and over again.
About
What
this
is-
Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Who's on the Ferris wheel with you?
Nobody. It's just me.
Just you by yourself?
Mhm.
Never anybody on it?
Mm-mm.
What's the guy running the Ferris wheel look like?
No guy.
No face?
No, it's a
so
self
Is
run.
this like in a field all by itself in the dark?
No, there's other. It's like a.
There's activities?
It's only dark when you get on it, and then when you go up, it's like
Mike
lit
has a
up-
question.
What
Mike
would
has
you
a
like to
question.
see as you're reaching the top of that carousel?
What would I like to see?
Yeah. Is there any anticipation of
Boobies.
Nice.
Ultimately, that's what I wanted to.
Oh yeah.
How long are you on the carousel for?
I don't know.
Is it like a quick thing?
Yeah, it's like you're on it, and then you're at the top.
Or in another dream or something?
Yeah.
And so do you have remember getting on or off the Ferris wheel, or you're just on it?
You get on, and then it's like, and then you're at the top. It's like a dream. You know how real. You guys understand how dreams work, where you're just doing one thing, and then
100%.
it's Carl over there.
Yeah.
And then I'm
music?
Carl, and then I'm on the Ferris wheel, and
Gotcha. Is there music? Anytime, or is it quiet?
no. But I'm glad you brought up music, because I do dream of music a lot.
I do too.
Where it's like I'm either in a band and I'm like setting up to play for people, or I'm in the crowd listening to a band.
Sweet.
And it's always the dopest music.
Nice. Kevin, what's your dream?
I had one last night that was a little weird. I'm kind of a car guy. I know what I like. I don't get into it like you do. But, so I have this car that's kind of a cross between a like 80s Trans Am and a Corvette.
Okay.
All right. So it's got a kind of a funky, it's got a funky body style. But you remember those bikes from the 70s? I used to have one with the banana seat and the ape hanger handlebars. The handlebars was how you drove this car.
All right.
And they worked independent of each other. So even though it had like, the most futuristic thing in the world, you still had to pump these handlebars to get the car. I could get people to walk faster than this car would go.
Because you couldn't pump fast
I
enough?
couldn't. No.
Oh, man.
Hottest car in the world, and it would go like...
Was that frustrating?
Oh, yeah. It's horrible.
Like, that's
when I
like
woke
almost
up.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, get me out of this damn bike car.
Sounds like low
And I remember
self-esteem
the car was
issues.
black, too, which was weird, but
Okay.
yeah.
Any Transvet would be black.
It would have to be.
And gold? Gold
No, it
rims?
was gold. It was just black.
T-tops?
Yes. Matter of fact.
Right. That's
It's
nice.
like you were there.
With
Did
a
it,
banana
did
seat.
it have a screaming chicken on the hood?
No.
Okay.
No, didn't have that.
Damn.
Like I said, it was a cross.
V8?
It's a hybrid. Yeah. It's like
Hybrid.
500.
But you mean hybrid between Trans Am and Corvette?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big
What kind of vet? Like a Stingray or?
454, 427?
Yeah.
All right, go. Now,
She sounds
Ricky,
hot.
what's your dream, man?
Oh, strap in, guys.
Strap on.
Oh, strap in.
Strap in or strap on?
I do a lot of camping.
Okay.
I do a lot of camping with these two gentlemen, Mike and Brad.
Sweet.
So that's where this dream takes place. It's late at night, and
Just like a scary
myself,
story.
Brad, and Mike are
Fucking hope so.
around a campfire in the woods, and there's nothing else around us. And we're having a great time. Brad's DJing, got the music going. I'm nodding my head. But Mike's over there just kind of looking like despondently at this fire. And me and Brad are great friends, so we're like, Mike, what's wrong, buddy? And he goes, it's my penis. And we're like, dude, what do you mean? And he goes, I mean, it's fine, but like in pictures for some reason it just looks a little small. And we're like, dude, don't worry. Like, I'm sure it's fine, not a big deal. Like, we're trying to like hype up our man, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, don't worry about it. And he's like, no, like, look.
Great friends.
And he shows us this thing
Okay.
on picture, just
On a picture,
like on his
okay.
phone, and it's small, dude. Like it's
Like baby style?
like it's real small.
Okay.
And so me and Brad look at each other, and we're both like, dude, no, like you've got this.
So you're lying to him to help
Yes.
his feelings in the dream.
Yes.
Great friends.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good deal.
But it's small, and he just goes.
Justin approves.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And he goes, what about you guys? Like, and we're like, ours are like average. It's fine. And he's still like really bummed out. And we're all just sitting there on the fire. And he goes, there's only one thing that's going to make me feel better about this. And me and Brad are looking at each other like, what? And he goes, I'm going to need to see your dicks. And this is the moment where me and Brad are like, how
We can't go no
how,
further.
Yeah,
How
like,
good of friends are
how
we?
good of friends are we, dude?
The best.
As it turns out, we're really good friends.
All right.
So I got to take my phone out, and Mike goes,
I want it, the real life
I need the
version.
real thing. So we take a deep breath, and we both unzip and drop our pants, and there we are, all in a row. Mike, myself, and Brad in that order, and we're all comparing, and they look exactly the same. And I mean, like, down to the pubic, everything.
Same
is-
lean,
Same,
yeah,
we're
same
all
kinks.
going to the left.
Photoshopped.
Like, it's just 3 perfect dicks. And that's the dream I had about how Mike tricked us into pulling our dicks out at the campsite. And I don't know what it means. So if you guys have any thoughts about it.
Man.
I think it's great. You're dreaming of everybody's dick. That's funny to me.
See, actually, Bryce, I know we're all experts here.
And
I don't say
lying
you're
about
wrong.
it just to find out that
That wasn't a
truth
dream
is-
about wanting to see guys' dicks. That was a dream about how tricky that I can be.
Your
and
manipulative
that-
skills.
How good of a friend he is to try to support me in my time
This
of
is
need.
actually
But
the movie Inception.
it's really just, even in his dreams, I'm such a jokester that I get them all to pull their dicks out.
Nice.
The funny part about that is Ricky told me about this at work, and Mike hadn't learned of it yet. And so me and Ricky are like really having a good laugh about it. And it's like, do we tell
Do we
him?
tell
do we
him?
totally tell Mike about it?
Yeah. Does this hurt his self-esteem?
Yeah. Because you're like, I had a dream, but you didn't tell us. But then you went and told me, and then it was like Mike knew that Ricky had this funny dream about it, but never told him. And then we were just like laughing about it, and then we shared a nice laugh.
We did.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that about does it for us here.
He
Tell us your dream. Mike, please translate.
I'm working on it.
Huh.
He won an award.
You won an award. Okay.
Wow.
For what? Puzzling?
That's a lie.
I find that hard to believe.
Quite a dream that was.
All right.
Do we get to punish him for not finishing the puzzle?
That's almost a punishment. I was gonna wait till the sixth episode. Like,
Give
I'm
him-
gonna give him 5 episodes.
Yeah.
I want to give him a shot.
It's a
Yeah.
good solid 5 hours.
5 hours plus of
Well, he's-
solid puzzle work. You guys keep mental notes of what it looks
No,
like.
no.
Mike's gonna take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Does
this
he
way he
have to
doesn't
stop
cheat.
until the next episode.
Yeah.
So he's only allowed to do this during the episode.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
And if he fails after 5, whoever has
5
the
more.
best answers here is going to pick his punishment
Oh, all right.
that he will perform for us on the 6th episode.
Big dog can smell cheating. Just want everyone to know that.
You took a picture of that, right?
Oh, I took a picture.
You're our official in chief of puzzling.
50.
You're done now?
pictures.
Okay.
Is he rapping?
Well, I don't know what he's doing. Done. He wants to be in handcuffs and fly
He
away.
could also have like Addison's disease, maybe.
Sure.
Still.
Okay. Do you respond to fear well?
Yeah.
You get scared.
Okay, good. That's good. I'm happy. I'm glad you do.
All right, so that ends a splendid session of Q&A. Many thanks to our special guest, our esteemed panel of experts, of course, our esteemed our crew, and to the few still listening. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share, keep seeking the answers. But remember, I'll ask the questions. Good whenever, wherever you are. I'm Bryce. Later. Thanks, everybody.
Do you think anybody was listening?
I said to the few who are still listening, so I'm giving it like 3 people.
All 2 people that are out there.
Whoa.
It's weird.
Weird.